Hey, what's going on everyone? Blade Haunches here and ready to give some thoughts on the RPG mode for Granblue Fantasy Versus. Currently I've completed all of hard mode and also all 100 floors of the Tower of Babel. So I've done just about all the content the game has to offer at this current point in time. I don't know if there's going to be any new content or anything like that, but it's just about everything we have right now. Because of that, I think I can finally give a good opinion on how this mode holds up. So starting off, the game is absolutely gorgeous. There was so much love and care implemented into RPG mode. The game looks beautiful all the way through, basically. The few cutscenes that were animated are much better animated than they were in the previous Arc System Works games, Guilty Gear Xrd and Dragon Ball FighterZ. I really was blown away by the level of quality that we had here, and also the music was a complete joy to just listen to, and tons of the music from the original browser game was actually available to be heard in the tower or in the story mode itself. So yeah, I was pleasantly surprised to hear things like Europa's theme and Ultimate Bahamut's theme in the tower. Okay, so moving on from the fluff content, let's talk about some other things. For one, I've been craving for this type of gameplay for quite a while. Just the idea of having a full fighting game moveset with side-scrolling beat-em-up content just appeals to me so much. The reasons for this is that some of my favorite games growing up were not only the Streets of Rage series, but also Guardian Heroes. That was a game that I've played so many times when I was younger. And I'm just really happy to see that we have a fighting game actually follow this route a little bit. And also the whole idea of a fighting game having meaningful single-player content besides the actual versus mode is something I feel needs to be explored a bit more. I know some games like Smash Bros. Do it, and I remember Alpha 3 had World Tour mode, and Soul Calibur 2 had Edge Master mode, and I enjoyed just about all those modes. Always had a fun time playing through these modes. Just having that casual way to enjoy fighting games is very important, I feel. And after you experience it once, you start feeling like other fighting games are not utilizing their gameplay to the fullest potential. So hopefully this starts a new trend of some better single player content. Now moving back to Granblue, the RPG mode is about what I was expecting. It was a fun, enjoyable, casual little adventure, but also it doubles down as an extended tutorial. The RPG mode is here to teach you fighting game basics, mostly by getting you comfortable with your character's overall movement. But there are some other little things in here. For one, the regular enemies tend to have one specific attack pattern that is supposed to be dealt with in a very specific way. They normally teach you how to do all this stuff during the early tutorials. But if there's a shield enemy, you want to throw them. If there's an enemy that jumps, you want to anti-air them with either your anti-air special move or a 2C or 2H. There are some enemies that even slide or just throw projectiles and you want to jump in on them. So yeah, it's all to get you used to your character's moveset. And the place where this game shines the most is definitely the boss battles. This is where they utilize the mechanics to the very fullest, especially spot dodging or invincibility moves. You'll be able to ignore a lot of specific attacks that the bosses do if you utilize these moves in a proper way. So I feel like they did this really well. The character boss battles as well gives the opponents a lot of super armor when they do their regular attacks, but your goal is to actually attack the other characters when they are during their recovering phase during their attacks. So if they do an unsafe special move, that's when you can actually punch them and their super armor will be gone. In my experience, that was the best way to handle it, besides having the AI go on a train on them while you throw a projectile full screen. Those were the ways that I felt were the best way to handle these boss battles. And also when they get to 50% HP, they do one reversal super. At 25% HP, they also do another super. So it's like they have a way of teaching you how to deal with wake up supers in a way, or to just block supers in general. In an ideal world, this RPG mode is supposed to teach you a lot about fighting games without you really noticing it for yourself. Unfortunately, there are a few issues that kind of defeat this purpose. For one, just about all of normal mode is incredibly easy until maybe the final two bosses. And yeah, that makes it easy for gacha players to go in there, complete the story, and get the rewards, but without the difficulty ramping up, at least from the midway point, you kind of lose the purpose of trying to teach people how to play. I feel like the best incentive for teaching people video games is to start off easy, but then slowly progress in difficulty. And I don't think RPG mode successfully does this. I feel like normal mode was a bit on the easier side of things. You can kind of face roll through all the content. Hard mode is a little bit different, of course, but it's still not that difficult if you know how weapon grids work from early Granblue Fantasy. You know, avoid HP weapons and just keep upgrading the skills on your attack weapons. Also, choosing not to uncap your SSRs with dupes and instead spread them out through your weapon grid until it's like fully upgraded with all the SSR skills. And then using things like Miserable Mist and Defense Breach to increase your damage. Great all-purpose skills in Granblue Fantasy, so yeah. The Granblue basics really help you a lot for RPG mode, especially for hard mode. And I do want to give another hint while I'm at it, like just giving slight advice. I do want to give another hint that since your character faces the direction that you press, it's a bit harder to use your reverse input special moves. You have to do the input incredibly fast to get to work, otherwise you'll turn around and mess up your entire input. To help you with this, try to either go for the special shortcut for the move or just hit the enemy with the regular attack before inputting your reverse quarter circle move, you know, or whatever special move that you're going for, or you know, just get good. I'm just joking. But yeah, on normal mode, the incentive to get better just isn't there. There really needed to be a better progression of difficulty, I feel. Besides that, there was another big glaring issue that the game struggles with, and that's with the loading times. They're absolutely awful, almost unacceptable even. Like, the menus themselves take a long while to load through. Not even going to how many times that you'll do a quick and easy mission, with the loading taking most of the time. I'm a bit more forgiving than most people when it comes to long loading times, but even when it comes to this kind of thing, I do have a certain level of tolerance, and Granblue definitely was definitely testing my tolerance for all the loading times. Still, that's the biggest negatives for the game that I could see. The game is easy on normal, which can lead to it being a little bit boring depending on who you are. I personally had a fun time even with the game being easy because I was just able to mess around with my character. But you know, other people might be bored if they are going into this not for the game but more for just the gacha game rewards. And the loading times were atrocious, but other than that, it was a fun experience. Especially the boss fights, I feel like those are the main highlights of the story. I do have a few things on my wish list for the game that I hope that they do in the future. Besides adding new bosses, of course, I'm sure everyone will want more of them. What bugs me is that a lot of the story mode music isn't selectable for versus mode. I actually played through all of normal and hard mode and the Tower of Babel just to try to, you know, unlock music or like see if there's a way to unlock songs. And unfortunately, you could not do that. And I was really disappointed. And also, hard mode wasn't all that much of an issue. I beat just about every boss on my first attempt because I abused 2 healing skills on my AI. I found myself experimenting a lot in boss fights to just see what works and what I could get away with, more than actively, you know, trying to purposely dodge things only. I kind of just kept messing around. Even then, I still got through pretty easily. But at least there is going to be rankings for tower missions. So that should lean towards more, if you want more single player content or ranked content like that, that makes it a little bit better because you can do whatever you think will give you the highest DPS, which probably wouldn't be 2 healing skills. I normally just play games by abusing whatever I think is probably like the best way to actually play and the most forgiving way to play the games. So normally I do need another difficulty level that makes it so that I'm not really allowed to do this kind of thing, to actually like try to get better at these games or to actually challenge myself a little bit. You know, I'm not really the type to purposely gimp myself. Yeah, I feel like the game is missing one extra difficulty level to just get through people like me in order to like really satisfy me. You know, makes bosses hit a lot harder, so I would have to dodge and either speed up their attack patterns or make them a little bit more engaging. You know, I feel like the game could go a long way if they implement another difficulty level, and I feel like this is the type of game to actually do that. A new difficulty level with more weapon skins to unlock would be a pretty cool idea. And if they actually do it, I can see this being a good game that I can enjoy for a long time. But for now, I'd say it's very good. It's still very good. Better than most fighting games just for having the single player content in general. I don't really know much about the fighting game portion. I haven't played too many matches online yet. I've been mostly messing around in training mode right now, just trying to figure out what's mostly stable for my character. But yeah, I'm definitely enjoying the game quite a bit. and I'm happy I got it. Still disappointed in the roster, of course, and it does suck that there's so much DLC on the horizon, but at the same time, you know, I'm like, well, at least I have more content to look forward to. Anyways, that was the video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I really have a good time with the RPG mode. I knew I was supposed to wait for the English version, but I had already pre-ordered the Japanese version a long time ago just for the theme, and I just played through the story mode just to unlock my character weapon skins, and I ended up having a lot of fun. So yeah, that was a pleasant surprise. Hope that they revisit this content again in the future or for other fighting games. And yeah, see you guys next time. That was a review, quick overview of what I went through in the RPG mode. And yeah, good game. See you guys later.